How would you calculate the price of this box? Take the material cost, add labor and machinery cost, add profit margin over it, and you get the price. How would you calculate the price of this cake? Add up the ingredients cost, include charge for your time and skill, add profit margin over it, and you get the price. Now imagine you are organizing a music concert with a ticket price of 1000 rupees per person. There is an optional add-on charge on the ticket, and if a person pays for this add-on option, it will guarantee a full refund to him in case he cancels the ticket anytime before the concert. How would you calculate the price of this optional add-on charge? Not that simple. Looks like a lot of calculation to be done. You need to price the add-on charge in such a way that the total add-on charges received exactly cover the refunds that we might have to pay on cancellations. What is the probability that a person will pay for this add-on option? What is the probability that a person who has opted for this option will cancel the ticket? While pricing the box and cake, you were sure about the cost incurred and hence it was easy to price them. But here it is about a future uncertain event and hence it is not straightforward to price. And do you know who solves such complex problems? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Actuarial Quest. I am Anchal, your actuarial mentor, and this video is all about what an actuary is and what job does an actuary do. As per Wikipedia, an actuary is a business professional who deals with the measurement and management of risk and uncertainty. I will make sure that by the end of this video, this sentence makes sense to you. Technically, an actuary is a person, rather a professional, who has cleared all actuarial exams, has a minimum number of work experience, and hence is a fellow member of any actuarial society such as IAI, IFOA, etc. Now the real question is, what does an actuary do? Most generally, actuaries have been known to be the ones who calculate price for the insurance policies. As you would know, there is insurance for your house, for your car, for your health, and even for your life. Insurance is nothing but a transfer of risk. For example, you purchase a car insurance to transfer the risk of incurring a huge expense in case your car hits an accident. If an accident occurs, the insurance company will pay the expenses on your behalf, and for this they charge you a small amount which is called premium. This premium is based on some calculations performed by an actuary such that the premium that you are being charged for your insurance accurately reflects the amount of risk that you are transferring to the insurance company. What this means is that if your car is an expensive latest model, which means that the expenses incurred on repairing such a car would be high as compared to that of a smaller car, then you will be charged a comparatively higher premium. While purchasing an insurance policy, a customer is asked a lot of questions. All this information, along with numerous assumptions about the future, such as what is the probability of an accident or what is the extent of expense that might be incurred on an accident, are used to calculate the premium amount. When the risk has been transferred to the insurance company, it will now need to manage this risk. The insurance company collects small premium amount, let's say every month or every year, and then in return it might have to pay a comparatively huge amount if and whenever the claim occurs. It is not known in advance when the claim might occur. Let's take an example of a life insurance policy. The customer pays a premium of, let's say, 500 rupees every month, and in return his family would receive 10 million amount of money whenever he dies. We don't know exactly when that person would die, but as I told you in my earlier video, we can estimate or predict when a person might die based on some past data. So on the basis of such calculations, the insurance company sets aside some money so that it is able to pay all the claims as and when they occur. This is called reserving. There are also rules and regulations around reserving. The purpose of these regulations is to protect the customers by making sure that the insurance company holds more than sufficient money in order to pay for claims at all times. And this is another area where actuaries are required. Actuaries calculate how much reserve should be set aside by the insurance company so that it is able to pay all the future claims. Another area where actuaries are required is the pension valuations. Companies contribute a small portion of their employees' salary into a pension fund, which is ultimately used to generate income for employees during their retirement. Actuaries perform valuations of these pension funds. These valuations are based on certain rules and regulations and using certain assumptions about the future, such as expected future salary growth of the employees, investment return on the pension funds, and assumptions like when the pension fund holder or the employee might die or might retire. These calculations are required to make sure that the companies have set aside sufficient amount of money so that they can pay all the future pension payments. Actuaries also help companies decide the investment strategies for them. That is, where the company should invest its money in order to earn maximum possible returns on their investment and at the same time have sufficient income so that they are able to meet all their future payment needs. In this area also, a lot of information is collected and numerous assumptions about the future, such as when the company might need cash or the expected return from different investment strategies, how much return the company requires, and many other such things in order to select the best investment option. This one is about all the new areas of risk and uncertainties where the demand for actuaries have been popping up recently, and therefore I have put them under heading non-traditional risk areas. Few examples of these are wealth management, financial planning, enterprise risk management, and technology. So wherever the future is uncertain, actuaries can use the past data, study the current scenarios, use their economy and business insights, and also use their experience and judgment in order to predict the future risk events and also help in developing methods to manage those risks. There's a much wider work area where actuaries can be involved. What I have covered so far is just a part of it. The scope for an actuary is never ending. Wherever there is a risk and uncertainty, there is a need for actuaries to measure and manage it. That was it, guys. I hope that after watching this video you have got some idea of the kind of job that an actuary does, and if you found this interesting and you feel like such kind of brainstorming about the future using mathematics, statistics and economics is what you would also like to do, then you're most welcome. Currently there's a huge demand for actuaries everywhere. Please subscribe and share if you found this video helpful. Signing off for now. We'll be back soon.